Political party Action SA is launching its Eastern Cape structure in East London this morning. The party is creating a footprint in that province and will contest its first ward by-election in Nelson Mandela Bay next month. Party leader Herman Mashaba has been in the province since Thursday. SABC News reporter Abongile Jantjies is there for us. Abongile, very good morning to you. Thanks indeed. I understand you are joined by Herman Mashaba.
Well, yes, indeed, Griselda. I'm joined by Herman Mashaba. It would be interesting to know what's the Action SA's selling point to the Eastern Cape that is ANC dominated. If they want to try to rattle it out of the hands of the ANC, you'd recall the Buffalo City Metro where we are. It's the only metro that is governed above 80% by the ANC in the entire country. It would be interesting to learn what Action SA has in store for the people, particularly the vulnerable here in this province. You'd recall that we have some of the highest unemployment rates. But let me bring in Action SA leader Herman Mashaba. A very good morning to you, sir, and thanks for joining us. On to that point, you are here today to put your footprint here in the Eastern Cape. What's your unique selling point to the people of this province?
Well, our unique selling point is a party that is actually committed, our first order of business, to unseat the ANC that has actually failed people of the Eastern Cape in particular. Obviously, we were failed throughout the country, but if you look at the Eastern Cape, unfortunately, the situation here is one of the worst in the country. And I think we are here this morning to officially launch our campaign in preparation of the 2024 under the leadership of our provincial leader, Athol Trollip, but with our well-committed actioners who are prepared to make sure that come 2024 we see change in our country.
You've been here since Thursday. How's the reception so far?
Well, I came in on Thursday and Friday. I started in Nelson Mandela Bay to go and meet our candidate, because we are going to contest the one by-election in Ward 43 in Kwanoputle, an area that within the next 30 days or so has got the likelihood of not having water, but at the same time you've got a very, very unstable government. So we, as a Action SA, we want political party not only committed to unseating the ANC, we are capable. If you look at our performance in Gauteng and KwaZulu-Natal, in the 6 municipalities where we contested in 2021, we brought the ANC under 50%. So we've got the experience. We operate tactically. Then we've identified this water to really be very strategic, so that we can offer, once we win this ward, we can offer this water to a multi-party government without the ANC, so that people of Nelson Mandela Bay can have a stable government. But at the end of the day, for us, it's a build-up to 2024, because South Africa, a prosperous South Africa and ANC cannot coexist in one space. The last 28 years has clearly demonstrated. So what we are saying is we want to come 2024, Action SA to emerge as the second biggest political party in the country, and then so that it can allow us to form a multi-party government, that we can hold one another as a multi-party government, that we can start the process and the project of saving the people of South Africa.
Well, I hear you mentioning the other provinces where you've done well at, but the Eastern Cape is unique in that regard. It's quite different from those provinces. Here you've got a vast ANC stronghold, and it's named the home of legends who predominantly come from the ANC. So coming to the Eastern Cape, what's that one thing you say this will change the minds of the people of the Eastern Cape? What's that one thing? I'm pressing you on this because really coalition governments in KZN and Gauteng, which were the ones you are mentioning, is quite predominant. Here in the Eastern Cape, it's only ANC. Even the opposition, the DA, really don't make that chance. So you want a 50% here in this province. What's that one thing you would bring here?
Actually, let me share something of a historical nature for you. You know, for people of the Eastern Cape to really know, who Herman Mashaba is. Actually, I started a company called Black Like Me in 1985, January of 1985 in Haranko, 200 square meter factory. The economic freedom that I'm enjoying, the economic freedom that has allowed me and my family to start this project called Action SA. This particular area, East London, Dansani, played such a key role. The first big order that I received at the age of 25 was from here in East London. I used to sell at the beginning of my business, sell from salon to salon. For the first time, a guy called Abongile Jantjies from Tanzania contacted us, got hold of us, gave us an order for 30,000 rands. I had to come and deliver it myself, spend a week. Within 3 days, that stock was sold. So I actually want to say thank you, people of the Eastern Cape, particularly here in East London, Tanzania. But what is actually why I'm telling you this, I discovered yesterday when we came into this area, because I was not part of the preparations, to actually learn that the very same area where I actually received my first economic break. This is where I'm actually launching this political party. The people of this area have played such a key role in my economic success, and that is why I'm now using that economic success to free up South Africa, so that South Africans can actually realize the opportunity for us to really be a united South Africa.
I see.
Also, what is important, that here is someone who comes from the business sector. We are going to use and work with the business community to ensure that our people can really get employment opportunities. I can tell you, people don't eat history of political struggles, because the political struggles, the icons that you are talking about, they're driving Mercedes-Benzes, they're billionaires. But there are people out there on the streets. The lived experience of our people, totally different. You can fool people to a certain extent, but not for 28 years. South Africans have woken up to the reality of their lived experience. And as a Section SA, we are saying, you know what we did in Johannesburg, or in Gauteng, what we did in KZN, we are confident we are going to do it here in the Eastern Cape under the leadership of Athol Trollip, working with actioners throughout. We've already launched branches in Umtata, in Ngobo, in Mount Elif, the areas where I actually never thought we'll have a break in such a short space of time, long before we made our entry into this area.
I see Ethel Trollip standing next to you. How has it been like working with him and you managing to bring him back to the political space? How has it been like?
I think honestly, I'm a person, I believe in God. Everything that I do in life, I always ask God, to give me the wisdom. When I first spoke to Athol after I left the DA and started a project called the People's Dialogue, I'd obviously made contact with him, because by then he had already resigned from the DA. And then all of a sudden, South Africa and the world was hit by COVID-19. And I obviously concentrated on building the party, engaging South Africans to discuss what kind of South Africa we want, leading to the launch of the party on the 29th of August. But then after the launch of the party, strategically we then took a decision to contest a few municipalities. Originally we wanted to only contest 3 in Gauteng, that is Johannesburg, Tshwane and Ekurhuleni. But we were ultimately convinced to go into KZN, and we contested 3 municipalities in the Eastern Cape, in KZN. Obviously lost contact with Athol, because at the time we were focusing on 2021 local government elections, and the results are there. We are now contesting, after contesting 6 municipalities out of 278. Action SA today, we can proudly confirm to South Africans that we are the 6th biggest political party, only contesting 6 municipalities with a logo. You remember just 2 weeks before the elections, IEC refused to put our name on. But one thing for sure, the brand name Action SA, our logo was already very strong. And now we are going to do it here in the Eastern Cape. We are starting with a by-election on the 6th of July in Nelson Mandela Bay in KwaNobuhle. And now we are launching the party in the entire province ahead of 2024. This is a big project and we are really confident of the success. And the success is going to happen because, fortunate enough, we are already operating in an environment where people have been dismally failed.
What do you make of Arthur Fraser's of the latest events? The Arthur Fraser filing a charge against President Cyril Ramaphosa?
Well, I think it's something that I really urge and I request all South Africans. It's not something that we can take for granted. We cannot talk about $4 million in cash. Whether Fraser it's correct or not, I think it's something that we must take interest in. We cannot accept to really operate in an environment where presidents of the country operate in money laundering. We've got law enforcement agencies, we've got South African Revenue Services, we've got the Reserve Bank. We really need them to really have interest in this matter. They cannot just really tell us that these are fake news. Let them go and prove that is true or not. One thing I heard yesterday, the spokesperson of the president actually confirming this illegal activity, but he could not confirm the amount. Whether the president was dealing in $100,000, whether the president was dealing with $4 million, the president was involved in criminal activity. He's the one who has actually committed to respecting the rules, the laws of this country. So I think for us as Section SA, we have the interest in the matter. We are asking the Reserve Bank to tell us how the president managed to get that money in excess of $4 million, how this cash came into the country. Has the president paid taxes on this money or not? So honestly, we're asking all our law enforcement agencies, including Reserve Bank and SARS, to really give us a report in South Africa. We are not going to relax.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Well, Priscilla, that was Herman Mashaba, Action SA leader, saying that he is well committed to the task of taking the ANC out of power in this province of the Eastern Cape. And he says that they'll do everything possible to ensure that happens. Well, after this engagement, he'll be addressing the supporters here at the ICC. Then following that, they'll go to the area of Duncan Village, a township not too far from here in East London, where it faces a number of service delivery issues. In that area, there are about over 20,000 informal settlements. We'll have to see when he addresses those people and whether they will buy in what he says.